live.
Welcome everyone to the Legends of Thea video cast or video stream. Adventure cast is what adventure stream. Damn, you know what? I got it wrong every time this time, 5 times in a row. Last week I did it perfect, and wouldn't you all know that it just changes every week. You just don't know how I'm going to introduce this. This is the Legends of Thea adventure stream on Twitch. What did you say? I'm sorry?
Nothing. You're doing great. Keep going.
Oh, all right. Awesome. Yeah, hopefully we can get past sentence 1 here. It's a very special week for us. I believe we're on episode 19, right?
18.
What was that?
18. 1-8.
18. Oh, well, close. Damn. See, it's strike 2 for Frank. I'm Frank Bedeni. I'll be your dungeon master, game storyteller, whatever you want to call me. That's fine. I'm used to it. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. So you can call me what you want. You can usually find me at Frankie Swa online, though. And we're going to have a little dice rolling session. We do it every Tuesday night here on the Dice Cult. Dice Cult also runs 5th edition adventuring streams on Monday nights with On the Backs of Gods. And we also do horror Saturdays. Saturdays can also be mystery and all kinds of other good stuff, including Vampire the Masquerade. We do Call of Cthulhu. I think Vampire the Masquerade has been what it's been for a couple weeks now. But yeah, show up on a Saturday and enjoy yourself some mystery and horror. Right now, in this week, we are doing here at the Dice Cult a fundraising effort for the gamersforgiving.org group. It's a group of gamers and RPGers that go online and stream, and they either are playing games or role-playing, stuff like that. And they are gathering funds and donations to give to the Gamers for Giving org, which is all about setting up video game systems and stuff like that for kids that are in need, that are in hospitals and such. So if you've ever been stuck in a hospital bed going, damn, this is boring shit, you know what? Then you know exactly how the kids are feeling, and handing them a video game system so they can play some games while they're not feeling well. I know I was in the hospital quite a few times when I was younger, and it would have been great to even just play Pong. And I just really told you how old I am by saying the word Pong. But that's what it would have been, to be honest, if that would have happened to me. So put some smiles on some kid faces. You can see gamersforgiving.org. You can go check it out. We have a link here at on our Twitch stream in the chat box where you can click, and we've got something really cool. We are already
definitely not clickable.
It's not clickable?
No,
okay.
I don't know how to do a hyperlink on a overlay.
Okay.
So
well,
just type that in.
You can type it in, copy and paste it, and take it on over there. But here's what's cool about this. Yesterday, just starting of the week, we already got $234 raised out of our $500 goal. We didn't set up a big goal. The person who runs the Dice Cult, Jillian, she was smart in saying, you know, this is the first time we've done this. Let's just achieve a goal. And 500 is just it's not that much money in the long scheme of things. And we are already at $234 as of last night after our last stream. So we'll be streaming during the week, and Saturday will be our big streaming day, and we're hoping to beat that number significantly by Saturday. So, in fact, we may even beat it tonight. In fact, our own, and I'm going to introduce everybody right here, but before I do, the players, I'm going to introduce Scott, who's from Oklahoma. He plays me in Mistan, which is the half paladin. He's the half Gold Dragon paladin of Bahamut. And he said that any stuff that goes on during our stream tonight, any pledges, any donations towards this Gamers for Giving fundraising event we're doing this week, anything that anybody does, he will match tonight. So that's really cool. So we're going to be taking a break a little bit later, and you know, we're going to be checking out what's going on with any type of input from any of you. Any amount will, you know, can help. $5, even $5 could help. So yeah, whatever's gathered during the stream tonight, he will double that. He will match it. So that's really cool.
Up till we reach our goal. So yeah. Don't donate like $5,000. I can't match that.
Oh man, I was getting so excited.
But we're 200. We're $250 short of our goal. I will match up to that.
So we really appreciate you doing that, Scott. And I know I'm going to be at the break putting a donation in. So I know you'll be matching what I put in. So Yeah, so that'll be awesome. So
And how do
yeah.
we put in those donations? You said there's a hyperlink.
Yeah, there's a link in our chat here at the Twitch.
100% not
stream
a
right
link. I'm sorry, but I'll drop it into the Twitch chat.
Yeah,
but
it's
It's listed on our overlay right now.
It's on the overlay, and he's going to put it in the chat, and then you just copy and paste it in, and you'll be able to get over there and see for yourself. If you go down to the very bottom of the form, it'll say the Dice Cult TV or something to that effect as far as what the campaign is. You click on that, and it'll tell you how much money has already been raised so far. Like I said, we were at 234 as of last night's stream, so we're already almost halfway to our $500 goal, and it would be great if we could do it tonight. If not, we still have the rest of the week, and I'm confident that we will go over that $500.
Who doesn't want to give sick
goal.
kids video games? That's amazing. I'm like, I was for this charity the minute you said something. This is so cool.
Right. No, I was actually looking for something because I'd seen that group before, like 2 or 3 years ago on Twitch when it was one of those nights like 3 a.m. in the morning where I'm like, and I saw these guys playing and gals playing really late at night, and they were playing D&D, and they had the thing going, and they were going through, and they had like live animated stuff saying, here's the link, come on, do it. And they were playing it. They were really late at night or really early in the morning, however you want to look at it. And I was like, hopefully one day we'll be able to, I'll be able to be a part of a group and do that. So, yeah, so we're doing it. So I'm really, 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 really excited to see that goal accomplished for our Dice Cult, because we're just starting out. We got started last year, so to do this is a really cool step in the right direction, and helping the young kids out who are less fortunate, who could enjoy a video game system while they're in the hospital is really cool. So, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get started with some gaming too. We'll roll some dice maybe. Jenny has already said that she wants to kill something tonight, and you might have just picked the wrong. No, just kidding. Yeah, we'll see what happens. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce Jenny. She's from Austin, Texas. She'll be playing Lila Guman tonight. Lila is a gnome. I always want to say the word princess. I don't know, but a gnome barbarian who has a really good tolerance for alcohol. She's the smallest in the group. She's smallest in the dwarven. One of the smallest people in the dwarven community of Cure de Rule, where this story started. And she's still out drinks them all. In fact, I can't wait for her to get back into town, because they're all wanting to have drinking contests, whether they've been practicing. All those dwarves, you got to show them off. And just, their little dreams can be flitted away as you just take them back. We got David from Washington State playing Little Grin Churl again tonight. Little Grin Churl is a half hill giant farmer who got summoned by a wizard looking for some protection and ended up summoning a farmer. Now that Little Grin has made his way to Cure de Rule, Little Grin saw a bunch of dwarves tending to what looked to be mushroom farm, or a mushroom farm type thing. So he went over and investigated and found out that there was this group of dwarven monks, and they do all the farming for the dwarven community underground. Everyone has went underground because of this war that destroyed the surface of the planet of Theia. Everybody is underground now, and they're about 2.5. The area of where the dwarves set up the strongholds, about 2.5 miles underground. So that's where everybody started and met. They didn't know each other prior to the war, and now they're working together. There's just no dwarves in the group. It's really weird how that worked out. So Meehan again is being played by Scott. Again, Scott, thank you for the matching of donations. Really appreciate that. So what's been happening with the group? Well, they've done quite a bunch in the 18 episodes we've had, or 17 episodes we've had prior. Last week, prior to that, you had went to a place called Rainbow Falls, or at least some of you believe you're in Rainbow Falls. One of you hopes that isn't Rainbow Falls. But you went to a place where you met a spirit of nature who has helped you attempt to locate a friend you're trying to, or acquaintance that you're trying to find, whose name is Cell, a pixie artificer that you met in the stronghold of Cure de Rule as well. She ran with you for a while. She helped you clean out some caverns and such of some dirty bugs that were messing around. and you did that quite successfully. And Bertha Axekicker, one of the leaders of the dwarves in Cure the Rule, said, I'm going to hire all of you to do some work because this will really help build the bond between the people coming from outside the community of dwarves and the dwarves, because the dwarven people in Thea are awesome. They love to party. They don't. When the war happened, they stayed neutral. They didn't want to fight. They just want to have a good time. They want to work towards their own personal goals, work towards the dwarven goals, and drink on Saturdays really bad. Party on Saturdays really bad. Gamble on Saturdays really bad, and work it off on Sundays. So the crew went out, and Sel is missing. Strangely enough, there was a murder that happened at the same time Sel was missing, and at least one of Sel's possessions was found in the wizard tower of Kishkumen, who was found dead and poisoned. So they're looking for Sel because Sel's missing, and she was an acquaintance and friend, and Sel may have something to do with the murder of Kishkumen. To the south they went, going to Rainbow Falls. They got to Rainbow Falls and met this spirit. Oh, I went off on a tangent, didn't I? Went the whole circle, went all the way back. And the spirit of nature offered to send the group via teleportation, literally a teleportation type spell, to send the group off in the direction that it believed Sel was directed towards. He had done some spells. He had held a map that was found in Sel's home that the group had found when they went to go talk to Sel in her home, which she wasn't there, but they did find a map that had scribbles on it, which is why they went to the Rainbow Falls in the first place. So they took this portal and ended up just landing, basically landing on a ledge. Luckily enough, I'm really glad I rolled the dice well for them, but they landed on a ledge that could not hold them. They fell off the ledge, didn't get hurt, luckily, landed in some water. That was good. Found an area without water, and now they are exploring. They found an area. They're just inside, more than likely, the Oglethur mountain range, just somewhere deep in there. So they're hoping. I would hope that's where y'all are at. I'm not going to tell you yet. You'll find out maybe tonight. They built a raft, and they went through this huge lake that's underground. They found an exit to the lake, still with water. They got past the water to almost like a beach-type setting. And there they found a large group of crystals, which Little Grin Churl was totally tripping on because he took some really bad psychedelic drug mushrooms that he's going to be hooked on now for a while, probably.
I shouldn't have did it. I was just excited about the mushrooms. Everyone else was having a good time. It was a long boat ride.
Right. So you all checked out this area that was really different. You'd never seen anything like it. The crystals were different. They were huge and multicolored, and just, it was amazing. It was amazing looking area. You left that area, and because there was a long beach that just opened up. Not so much sand, but just rock on rock on rock. You know, where you've put your foot down and the rocks kind of envelop around your foot. As you're leaving the area, Little Grin noticed that there was a hole in this rock. It, like, literally there was a hole, and you could look down into it. And it it's literally a drop down into this, and you know, he's tripping because he's on these mushrooms, but he sees all these colors, and it's like all these prisms of light are going left and right and shooting all over in this area below where they're at. Now, there's still a path that they can take, but Little Grin saw this with all this rainbow of color, and he made a comment, and the rest of the party went and looked down and saw it, and that's where we ended last week. Does everybody remember that?
Mm-hmm.
So, with that being said, you're all standing there looking down, and what you see is that the rocks actually just fall off. So there's a hole, and then there's just like this ledge of loose rock that leads down into this area that's all, I mean, it's so bright and rainbowy that like it almost hurts your eyes. It definitely hurts Little Grin's eyes because Little Grin's eyes are super dilated from being a little bit high.
I get
what are you gonna-
rainbows and tracers.
There you go. Exactly. So what are y'all going to do? You're looking at this. It's beautiful. I mean, it's even more spectacular than the crystals you saw earlier.
We fell in days rainbows.
Yeah, are we sure this isn't Rainbow Falls and then the other guy was just bullshitting us?
Eyes for only saying what my eyes be saying if they're saying what you're saying. Come on.
Mouse,
Mouse,
stop it.
Mouse is barking at something. Meehan, your dog is barking at something. Something
Ridiculous.
has caught the dog's attention.
Ridiculous. It's
Is Mouse
crazy.
also looking at this?
Mouse is on the side and it's standing there barking. You heard it.
So yeah, if I recall correctly, we looked down. There was a hole, right? And there's something down there, like some little monster.
You saw that there is something that's reflecting. It's moving and it's reflecting this light that's causing all these prism-like colors going in every which way.
Yeah, but it's just kind of it's a creature just kind of doing its thing, right?
You can't tell what kind of creature it is, but yeah, something's moving down there and causing all this light to be reflecting. You see, it's a hole it's like this wide, but then it goes all the length for about 12 feet. So it's
Gotcha.
like it's pretty wide, but you know it's longer than it is wide. But you know you can see that the rock just like slides down, like you know as time goes on, the more rocks just fall over and it's made a ledge. So I mean you could slide down there if you wanted to with the loose rock and investigate further. But you can see that there's something moving down there. You know it's about 15, 20 foot down.
So
In that
when
area.
I recall to my vision of seeing Cell locked in a cage, did I see this kind of refraction and light occurring?
You saw it was more of a smoky type glare to it than a rainbowy glare. You saw what looked to be blood and smoke
Gotcha.
and her. And then of course you felt the distress and the duress for just a moment.
Yeah, so I mean, turn into my compatriots. I'm not sure that this is anything we need to mess with. What do you all think?
Well, is there still a path that we were following?
There is a cavern that leads out of this area. It's farther down to your left. The rocks start to the loose rocks that are kind of like that make like this big. It's huge. A big opening in beach is starting to thin out, and it's starting to be just hard stone. And that's how it gets as you would be going to your left. This is like right on the edge of the beginning of that path down that cavern.
We were kind of heading that way, weren't we? Off to the left before.
Yes, yeah. You had went to the right
distracted
originally.
us.
Right, exactly. What
Yeah.
happened was you went to the right, you went up a bank that had all the crystals and mushrooms. There was that trip moment for Little Grin, and then you came back down and began to explore this area, and you saw, again, there was these mushrooms that you'd never seen, crystals that you'd never seen, not like on that one embankment that you went up, but yeah, so you checked that area out, and you saw that there was a cavern heading basically northwest. And so you headed that way, and that's when Little Grin, only Little Grin made his perception and caught this. But because it's a crack. I mean, it's literally crack on the ground. And he looked down and he saw those colors down in there. You know those rocks you can find where when you cut them open, there's all the crystals in them? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That kind of rock?
A
Just a-
geode.
Right. So if you took that rock and just split it and then took like that much of the rock out and you just looked into it and saw the whole circumference, it kind of looks like that. I mean, color wise, I mean, you know, you can see that there's a ground, there's a floor, and there's rocks that, like I said, if you wanted to, you could just slide down in there.
I feel like he wants us to slide down, but maybe we go to the left, or what do you guys think?
I
Maybe-
want you to
maybe-
do whatever you want to do. You
maybe
do
I
it
just-
however you want.
Maybe I just throw Lila.
Yeah, well,
yeah, I've
I
done that
mean-
before. She might check it out.
How deep does that hole go?
Looking down, it looks like it's about a 15-foot slide, 20-foot slide.
Okay, so
From
it's survivable then, right?
I told you, it doesn't look like. I mean, it's not a direct fall where you're going to go, all right, later, woo. You know, it's not like. It's actually, like I said. Remember,
It's like
there's water down there, so these rocks have been pushed, and the rocks just kind of, from time, have been pushed over this hole, so that there's like a ledge of loose rock right there.
well, I mean, if you guys want to go look into it, I can, I can shimmy down there for a little bit if you tie me up to a rope.
Well,
Mouse-
we ain't
Mouse is-
seen- we ain't
Mouse is
seen
down.
much-
Mouse is next to you, Meehan. Sorry, and Mouse is just totally, just making noise as you can hear. I'm sorry, Little Grin.
We ain't seen much but cave on the way in, and there's not but cave before us. Might as well see what's in the rainbow pit.
All right, let's do it.
Meehan's just, Meehan's trying to be a good leader and letting everybody help make decisions, but something about Scott's face just kind of makes Meehan's like, okay.
I'm just not drunk enough for the voice yet.
You love the voice. Shut
I need a couple more shots before I can stop rolling my eyes at Little Grins. Meehan's got a little headache. He woke up a little hungover, so
Oh, no.
struggling to make it through.
Okay, so
It's an epic voice. I love it, but
It's spot. I think it's spot on, Lilgren.
I think it's spot on. High IQ plays Little Grin. Absolutely.
okay, so
Yeah, let's do it. Into the rainbow pit.
okay, hell of a name for that. I like that. I might write a song called The Rainbow Pit. Okay,
I think I went
so
to a bar like that in Chicago.
I bet you did. I have no doubt. That sounds like the name of a bar for sure. Okay, so who would like
There
to?
weren't very many women there.
Who would like to? Who would like to jump into the pit
North side
first?
Chicago.
Yeah, I'll hold a rope, set my
Okay.
feet, and help to lower Lila and Little Grin
Okay.
down. And then I'll just slide on my butt and they can catch me.
Awesome. What about dog will go down when you do? I suppose. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you hold on to the rope, and who's going first? Little Grin.
How big is the hole?
It's about this wide.
I'm not the first one in the hole. It'll be a slow entry for me. It seems like.
I mean, it gets wider if you walk just a little ways down. I mean, you'll find
All
find
right.
an area where you can go.
I
that's
would
safe.
look to Lila and be like, "I's be going first unless you's be wanting the honor."
Yeah, you can go first.
All right.
I want to see this.
While your eyes are affixed to this rainbow, I'll go. Okay, so
I jump
right.
in that hole like Forrest Gump does in Vietnam.
oh my
Boom.
goodness.
Just head first.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, I was hoping. Okay. All right. So he goes actually and does like a he's going to do a dive like this. Wow. Okay. All right. Just roll a dex check,
Yeah.
my good friend. And if you have advantage or something like that because of acrobatics, you can use it. But I mean, if your
No, it's
character
just
has.
my regular acrobatics score of a +5,
Oh, okay. That's fine.
and ooh, looks like I did pretty good.
Ooh.
22.
All right. So you do a good job. You do an awesome job. You are able to jump down in there, and your hands touch the rocks on the way down. Your hand. Sorry, there's like all kinds of noises coming from outside. I think they're coming to take me away. But you dive into the rainbow pit, face first, and you touch your hands on the rock, at the sliding rock area, the loose gravel there, loose rock, and you just kind of push off and flip your feet over, and you slide the rest of the way down, and you're in this huge room, this huge cavern. All right.
Be throwing me down a torch. I can't say nothing.
Actually, you can see. It is
Oh.
very bright down here. It is very bright.
Never mind on the torch. I can see just fine.
I told you that you saw. I told you saw stuff from above. So yeah, you can see in here. Lila,
Cool.
are you heading down as well? I don't know if you want to go face first, but that's
Before
up to
she
you, I
goes,
suppose.
do I see any immediate threat that I would warn up to them before everyone piles down?
I'm going to see if Lila's going to. I want to see if Lila's coming down before that.
Okay.
I just want to see if because if you're going to land and look around, then that's cool. But you just already called to her, so I'm assuming that when you landed, you kind of just immediately went, "Hey, come on down."
And like I said, unless there was an immediate threat, like if somebody.
Oh
was
no!
standing with
You
a-
land and you
Yeah.
you land and you're like, "Wow, this is colorful."
Right.
Yeah, there's nothing attacks you, nothing comes running at you.
Cool.
Yeah, no, if he's gonna call out, like, I'm going to assume that by him saying, like, I need a torch, never mind, I don't need a torch, I'm gonna assume he's good, and I'm gonna go. I'm not going head first, though.
Okay. All right. So
Mistake.
you hold on to the rope and you start basically, if you've ever walked down a levee that's made of loose rock, you just start walking, and as you walk, rocks go with you. But it's actually, there's a pretty good grip. It's not wet here, which that would be if it was wet here, it would be a freaking problem. So this area is not wet, so you're cool. And you walk down. Go ahead and roll your dex.
Oh,
I
right.
will actually tell you if you're cool after you roll that dex, but
Yeah, I was
it's-
about to say, I'm like, pretty sure I need a roll before we start to say if
I'm
I
getting
did
ahead of
good.
myself. I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit.
Is it just like a straight dexterity, or am I doing like athletics?
Just you
or-
do your just do your acrobatics or athletics, whichever one. You can use your strength to hold onto the rock, or you can use your balance. Whichever one you choose is fine with me.
That's a 19.
Well, that's great. You walk on down, no problem. Rocks follow you. They tumble down, but you get down there, no problem. You're down there as well. You see, as you're going down, you see little Granny's just standing there. There's like this much like rock as you like crawl down in the hole. There's actually a spot where there's about this much rock before you actually see like the ceiling that's part of this room, and then you just make your way down, and it's a very bright and colorful and rainbowy reflected type room. Where you're looking, you see all these reflections. The dog is still barking, Meehan. Are you ready to go down?
Oh, yeah. So sorry.
That's okay.
Yes, I'm sorry. I was typing.
Quit
Yes,
paying
I'm
taxes.
heading down. I just how far did you say it was? It's about 20 feet or whatever.
Yeah, it's no more than 20 feet.
Yeah, that's just a straight up. Meehan's athletic. He's got this.
Right. Of course, Meehan's got it. So,
yeah,
go ahead and roll
I'm,
your
I'm
dice.
just
Yeah,
I'm heading down.
you can just walk down. You don't need the rope. Just put your hand down on the rocks as they slide. You'll slide. It's one of those things you do when you go fishing.
This is when I get cocky and hurt myself.
I think
Very
Dave was waiting for
badly.
you to roll that.
Your plate
Very
mail gets
badly.
stuck in the hole, and we gotta fish you
Sorry,
out.
Right.
I forget. +6. No, it's good. I've got. Here we go.
Oh yeah, see, look at that.
22.
Hey.
Oh,
You know,
son.
you guys, you see the rope come up, and then all of a sudden you just hear a. Chunk.
I do.
You see the big feet, and just how
I
exactly
do the
do you walk
Superman
down?
landing. It's
Oh, wow.
impractical, but I do the Superman landing on the superhero on the knee. Ugh.
Didn't Deadpool break his knee when
Yes,
he did
totally.
it?
I do it, but I do it anyway. It's super impractical, but I'm doing it.
Meehan's feeling good, and Meehan lands in the Superman position pose, lands on his knee, comes back up, and sliding down his mouse as well. So you're all down there. So let's go ahead and pull up a map. Just because, right? Now, I will tell you that it was very hard for me to create the rainbow effect the way I wanted to. So it's not going to have the bright, shiny, scintillating type stuff that it needs to have. But I'm going to go ahead and bring y'all over here.
You know what? That's probably for the best because then we spend this whole like half the game just like distracted by shinies.
Exactly. So
Shiny objects.
So you have landed, and this is actually the representation. This should be, you see the mushrooms, you'll see crystals, just times that by about 1,000. This is literally it is packed with mushrooms and it's packed with crystals. We're talking, and this is a big room. You can see where you're at right now, obviously. And you can see your line of sight. And this room is packed with crystals. It's packed with mushrooms. And there's something moving ahead of you, way in the distance. And it looks like it looks like there's a rock that is, basically it looks like a big rock that's teetering on the other side of this cavern. And when it teeters, it's causing all the crystals and stuff to reflect onto the cavern walls and all and everything else that's there. There is some dripping of water coming from different areas, and this leads also to help with the. It's damp in some areas, but this helps lead to the reflection of the light in this room that causes this almost disco-y effect, if you will, or rave effect. This is the rave room. Not only is it the rainbow pit, it's a rave room, literally. Exactly.
I immediately fashion a bong from the crystals to smoke the mushrooms out of.
Oh, jeez. Well, it makes sense. I see it. I see it happening as we speak. Meehan starts moving forward in the cavern to explore. Are the rest of you going to follow?
Yes.
Oi.
As you're looking at the crystals and making comments, he begins to walk. Okay, so you move you move into this area, this cavern, about 15, 20 feet, and now that you've moved up a bit, you can see that this rock thing that's moving, it's fascinatingly multicolored, and as this rock teeters, it changes color, literally like it's a shimmer of light where it's like red, yellows, blues, greens. It's almost hypnotic in the beauty and the changing and the reflections of the light off it. It's just, again, it's nothing you've ever seen, and it's almost hypnotizing within this cavern. And you notice that the rock, the rock type formation moves, and it almost looks like it's going to fall over and teeter, but it doesn't. It gets back upright, and it's very slow in its movement. What would you like to do?
I think on seeing this, like, because it's so fantastical, I think Lilgren would think to there's like talk of great monks who can feel like energies around them in the air. So like he's gonna try and feel if there's some sort of otherworldly presence here in this room, some sort of magical or religious. Basically, can I do an arcana or a religious roll?
Yeah, you can always do whichever one you feel is the best for you. If you want it to be your religious stuff, that's great. If you want it to be your if you want to try to delve into ideas of magic that you've seen in the past, that's fine too. It's your call. Just
Either
tell me
way,
which
it's a
one.
solid -2 for me. But he's gonna try and feel out this, and I think he would probably start with religion because that's he's a monk. So
Right. Well, yeah, you've been taught some. Oh, wow. Okay. So you put your hands out, or how do you do this? How are you doing it? Or is it's just in your mind? What do you say? I need to know exactly your words and your actions.
It's really like because it's a monk thing, you know what I mean? It's like all of a sudden just a stillness comes over him. He just stops in his tracks on seeing this.
Okay.
And tries to completely like be a part of the, like I said, they talk about like the heartstring of life.
Sure.
With monks, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so he's trying to tune into that and feel what else is around him.
Okay. So you really try to tap into this room. And you have meditated as a monk with the dwarves of Kirda Rule, and you believe it. There have been times where the other world you've gotten close to it, but you have not felt completely enveloped by it before. And the other, your master, your sensei, has told you that it takes time. Your soul must be ready, and when it's ready, you will be able to touch and feel that power, and that magnificence that you get from those that are, we'll call it a celestial soul. You do this, and there is you have a very, very, very slight tinge come upon you, just for a second. You feel like a bit of a shiver, like the hairs sticking up on the back of your neck, and the hairs on your arms and legs and stuff, just kind of getting that electrified feeling just for a second. Like you just get that little bit of a twitch to you. You feel it, and it seems like there's something. It's either here or somewhere around here, but you do actually feel just the twinge of connection. Your body reacts to it.
So I would just mention that to the group. I would say something like, "There's something funny about this room. It's been giving me a certain feeling."
Like a good kind of feeling, or the I gotta go to the bathroom kind of feeling, or the we about to die kind of feeling.
Like it's got a life of its own.
Okay.
Is that about right, Frank?
Sure, absolutely. As you feel, you explain. Meehan listens to this and moves forward with Mouse, who's still barking and sniffing around. Now, at this point, when you get to the rock, closer to the rock, which is the direction you're walking, I would like you all to roll your perception. Meehan, I'm going to give you advantage because you've been, since you've landed, you've been focused on looking at things and such. So I'm going to have you roll with advantage.
We're doing just perception?
Perception, that's correct.
Teen for me.
Tonight.
And hey, Frank, just a quick update. We got to thank
18.
Lila for the $20,
Cool.
Strahd, the evil vampire, for $10,
Nice.
and Dadriza for $20 as well.
Oh, great. That's awesome.
Woo!
Excellent. Thank you all so much. This is really awesome. Really cool. That is awesome. Excellent.
Anyway, what do I see
Absolutely.
with my 17? Oh shit, Lila outrolled me.
Yeah. So all of you see this. As you're walking forward, Meehan kind of took the lead, and you all kind of come up as you're discussing. The two of you are discussing this feeling that you've gotten, and what you see is that this big rock that's moving around, as you've gotten close enough to it, you see that it's actually not a rock at all, and there is this under the rock is this. It looks like a yellowish type substance. It almost looks kind of slimy. It's some kind of slimy something under this rock. It's a bit longer than the rock. It totally, almost like it keeps it balanced. This rock, this structure, it almost keeps it balanced. And you could hear now. You can hear this. You can hear, like, it almost sounds like rock hitting rock, and rock falling, like just like rock, falling from a certain height onto other rock. In this area, you can hear that, and you can see the slimy substance that's under this rock that's multicolored, rainbowish. What are you going to do, Meehan?
Forward to investigate a little further. Where exactly is it on the map? Can you run your cursor just so I...
Well, if you move any farther, I will let you show you exactly what you see.
Boom.
So as you move, okay, as you move forward, the slimy substance looks like it goes under the rock, and the rock begins to fall again, like I had told you saw before. And then from under the rock comes this.
Dun dun.
Oh
A
my god.
booger monster.
Oh shit! What is this, Moana? Are we under the sea?
Oh dang.
And it's this yellow, ugly looking, slimy thing comes up. It's got several stalks with eyes, and instead of having a mohawk or hair, it's got what looks to be 5 flails. And
It has built-in flails. That's awesome.
it does. It has these huge. Instead of hair, it's got 5 big flails for hair, or the top of its head. So fashionable. These days. And it comes up, and and now you see that this is actually a creature, and that rock thing is actually a shell. This is a huge snail. And it looks at you all slowly and then turns away and goes back to knocking on rocks. Roll your perception again, please.
It's a friendly giant snail.
Yeah, I don't see much. I'm distracted.
Uh-oh.
An
You're all
8.
you're all
We are
affixed
all
on this giant.
distracted.
It's like, woo. Yeah, okay. Did anybody make their perception? What about
Probably not.
Did Mouse make it?
Oh, Mouse rolled a 5.
Okay, so
I get
so
to
did
roll.
anybody at least roll a 10?
I didn't see your
16.
16.
Oh, okay. So was that Meehan that did that?
I rolled 16. The puppy
Okay.
rolled 5.
Okay, perfect. So Meehan, everyone's looking at this thing. I mean, it's huge, and now you've seen it as a creature, not just a rock. So it's like, I mean, this you can see the size difference in all of you. It tells you how big this thing is. It goes back to hitting up against the walls, and you just look down for a second, just to look down, and you can see that there is, and I told you that you'd seen this before up on the beach last week, but there is these spots where there is this substance on the ground that looks almost transparent, but it's reflecting light everywhere. It's reflecting. It's part of the reason that all this reflection of light is going on. And remember how I said it looks like there's pools of water everywhere? Actually, where it looks like there's pools of water, it's just like this substance. It's like a clear, glassy substance that's on the ground.
Does it happen to look like the shit that snail leaves behind them when they go along?
Roll your
Slime
survival.
trail.
Yeah.
Yeah, roll your survival. Because as a farmer, you know all about snails.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah. Oh
Hey,
yeah.
That's pretty
You
decent.
go. You know this is seen. Meehan points it out and sees it, and then Little Grin, with your knowledge of farming, you're like, "That's the trails." In your mind, you're thinking that's got to be what it leaves behind when it's moving.
These just snail bogies.
So, I have no problem with this creature, so I'm just gonna. Is there a way to move past this, or do we go back up?
You do not see an exit from this cavern.
So we're just in a hole.
You're in a hole. You're in the rainbow pit.
But these mushrooms and crystals are unique. We've never seen them before.
Never seen them before. Nothing like this. And there's actually some of the crystals have been broken by this creature as it's moved through, because it's huge. It's a huge creature. And so as you've moved it, as it's moved in here, because it came down in here because of all those crystals and mushrooms, because that's what it likes. Besides the rocks and stuff, it's it looks like it's knocked over some of the crystals. So I mean, if you want to grab some, they're there for you. And mushrooms are easy to grab too, unless they're, well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I take samples of everything.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll grab mushrooms, crystals, and a little vial of snail juice too. You never know
Okay.
what
So-
a witch's brew needs. You know?
So when you go to the snail, we'll call it the snail trail. When you go down to the snail trail, when you go to one of these areas, and it's basically where you see where like the ground is kind of dark. That's where those trails are. And so when you go to like go and like try to put it in a vial, you tink tink. Whoa. And so you realize that this trail that it's leaving is literally like if somebody left glass. Like imagine pouring hot glass across rock. That's what it does. So you literally can pick this up and you've got a big piece of glass like this or whatever.
Whoa.
Interesting. Yeah, I'll take a piece of snail glass.
Okay. So how big a piece are you going to take?
Just I don't know, size of a dinner plate, I guess.
Okay, because I mean there's a lot of this. I mean you could
Yeah.
take a sheet as tall as you if you wanted to.
No, I'll just take a chunk.
Okay. Yeah, you
healthy
find a
chunk.
spot that you want, and it's very hard to break. It's not brittle at all. It's very strong. And when you move it, like you slide it up to break it, and it just causes all these light patterns to go everywhere. Very right.
I'm gonna go climb up where we climbed down.
Okay. Awesome. So you start taking off to leave this area and leave the nice colorful snail alone. And are you helping Lila, or are you going up as well? Are you helping get that glass broke?
I'm just staring at him do it.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Not
go up
help-
and set
I'm not
a
helping.
rope
I'm
for
just
him.
gonna watch.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
So Lila watches you, Little Grin, and then once you're done, you all head on out. Just roll a nice athletics or dex check to get back up out of that hole, since you didn't keep a rope up there. Well, somebody made it.
21. I was gonna climb up first and set a rope for them.
Perfect. Okay, that's going to make it much easier for him. Okay. 20. Somebody went, I don't need a freaking rope. Watch this. Okay.
Yeah, nobody
Cool.
needed one.
Nope, by the time you put the rope down, they're already both climbing up. No problem. Yes. Good job, Lila. I think I'll drink with you. Huzzah. Right.
So then I think we'll go head down to the path to the left that we were originally heading down before we were distracted.
Awesome. Perfect. All right. So you leave Mr. Flail Snail to his business, or to her business, to its business, and you move on. Grabbing, I'm going to say, how many crystals did you grab? We need to write this down because this is important for later.
Yeah, I already added it to my inventory. I just put crystals. I didn't
Okay.
even think about adding a number.
You have to, because they're going to be, they could be important later on. So saying you have 3 is, you have 3. So I need to know.
I grabbed 6.
Okay, so
6
all that
crystals,
poison is going to seep into your system. Okay, just kidding.
6
Okay,
mushrooms.
so you grabbed 6 crystals. All right, and you grabbed a dinner plate size worth of glass or snail trail. And then what about mushroom?
6 mushrooms, 6 crystals, and a dinner plate size snail.
Okay, cool.
glass.
So you're taking small mushrooms. Okay, great. Lila, did you grab anything?
Nope.
Okay. And Mihan, I'm assuming you didn't grab anything. Awesome.
Negative.
Excellent. Okay. You've climbed out, no problem. Everybody took care of themselves, and of course, Mouse walked up with Mihan with no issue as well. You're back up at the top of this, what I call the underground beach area, and you see now where there are these snail trails up here too. So this creature must have came from somewhere like the water and then just decided to squeeze on in there. But it just seems like this hole is kind of small to fit that big. I mean, this is a huge creature. I mean, part of the creature looks pretty slimy and squishy, so part of it could get in there easy. But that shell looks like it might have been hard to get down in there. But we move on. You turn to your left, and you can see that it's going to get dark again. How many torches you got left, Meehan?
7.
Okay. You're going to have to light one, so now you'll have 6.
Cool.
So after about 10 steps towards this cavern or cave entrance, from cavern to cave, you light your torch. What's the walking order going to be? I'm going to assume Meehan in the front, Lila in the middle, and Little Grin in the back with the dog kind of doing its own thing.
Yeah, it's always the case unless there's like a lot of open room, in which case
Yep.
I'll go way out in front.
Perfect. Okay, cool. So I'm going to move you out of this map real quick just because I don't want that creature to scare y'all because it's hard not to look at it. I mean, I'm just staring at it going, oh, man. So you walk down the cavern, and this it twists and turns. No sharp turns, but you can tell that it's not just going straight. There are turns in the walk or the path that you're taking here, this cavern or this cave, and it begins to get wet. The sounds of dripping water. It just begins to magnify to a point where it almost starts pounding in your head. It feels like, it literally sounds, I should say, like that perhaps as you're walking, you're in a tunnel that is maybe goes through like water. Like if you were to, kick the wall, if you will, there might be water on the other side of that. You're just getting this sound, and there's this wetness to this cave now, to where, you feel that there's got to be a lot of water near where you're at. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna continue down this path or go back?
We can keep going. Might as
Okay.
well.
A little bit of cotton ball in my ear.
Okay. So you cover up a little bit of the sound and you continue to move forward. Roughly 20 to 25 minutes later of a walk, your feet begin to just slide a little bit, because now instead of there being dripping water, there's actually a flowing water. The water's actually in abundance to where there's actually a very, very small stream of water that you're walking with, and the water's going the path that you're taking. Again, the sound of the water is just continuously, there's like this boo, boo, boo type sound almost that you're hearing, and it just slightly reverberates the cave that you're walking in. Remember how I told you heard that sound that you'd never heard before in that big cavern when you first landed in it, when you went through the portal?
Yep.
Remember that? This is a lot like that, except now you feel that you're hearing it from where the origination of that type of place.
I guess turn around and head back. We don't want to risk being engulfed in this kind of crazy water. So you said that when we had entered that original cave with the rainbow pit, there was a path to the left and then also a path off to the right as well, right?
No. The path to the right led to the crystals and the mushrooms. This is where you're headed now, where you're walking. This is the only path that you have not went down, that you have seen.
Keep going then.
Does everyone agree?
I guess, yeah. We still breathe for now.
Okay.
Yeah, where else are we gonna go? Tell him, Mouse.
Oh, Mouse definitely grabs something. Something grabs a hold of Mouse, and Mouse begins to bark. It picked up the scent of something, which when you're around water, dogs don't smell as well as they should, but something's grabbed its attention. You continue walking, and you get to a point where you see that the cave is going to end. The water is just picked up even more, and so now it's almost as if you're walking in a small stream or like the top of a waterfall. Like literally, you can see where the water is going over the edge. Does that make sense? Okay. You continue walking, and you get to the end of the cavern. And there in front of you, you see that there is a cylindrical cavern that you've ended up in. And you see that there are different types of waterfalls in every direction. Some are down lower to the. There is a bottom to this cavern that you can see. It's down about. It's about 35, 40 feet. The rocks here are large. They will be slippery if you decide you want to climb them, but they are. They look strong and they look big enough to hop around on. But there is water and waterfalls just from all different levels on this cavern, and it ends up in a pool down at the bottom. The interesting thing about this is that you can see that at the bottom, at different levels, but all pretty much towards the bottom, are hands, and these hands are up like this, and the water from each of these falls, or many of them, are ending up hitting these hands. So this water is hitting these stone hands and then dripping off the side. And for some really weird reason, for some really strange reason, there are crystals or mushrooms next to each hand that give each hand a different glow. And with that, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back in 10 minutes.
What?
So thank you very much. If you get a chance to go and throw out a quick donation again, the Dice Cult is doing the GamersForGiving.org weekend. We're doing a week-long version of it, but the weekend fundraising to help raise money so that they can supply children that are in hospitals with gaming systems and stuff like that, so they got something fun to do. Really cool deal. You can get on Twitch this weekend and see a lot of different groups that will be doing it. Our goal is to raise 500, and we do appreciate anybody assisting with that. So we do have a link in chat to allow you to get in there and have some fun with that. We'd really appreciate it. Our goal is 500, and we're looking to hit that sucker by Saturday at the minimum. Okay, so thank you very much. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back, and we appreciate it.
We're live.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Legends of the adventure stream. I got it right. See, that's what happens when you just drink a little bit of alcohol and play D&D. Your brain just starts working, and we're rocking now. And in fact, I'm happy to announce for any of you watching, pass the word to your friends that are a part of this group and such. But we have surpassed the $500 setup that we did for this fundraising. So we are going to go past that. So very excited about that. Thank you all for being a part of that. That's really cool. Meehan Scott is still matching. So if there's anyone else that is down tonight, he's going to match. So having matches, you know, it's good stuff. So yeah, we're already past. We're going to be past the 500. We're already past it. Once the matching takes place, matching won't happen till the end of the night after the stream, so that anybody else that's having a good time and wants to throw down a little to help this worthy cause. I mean, kids in a hospital. Wow, that's going to be a lot of fun, right? But just think, you know, you bring in a PS4 or an Xbox 360 and a little monitor, and that kid's going to be able to have a good time and not have to think about whatever is going on with their health, and that's a good thing. Good stuff. So
We
really
should
proud of
get an
everybody.
Evercrack or like World of Warcraft or something that is just like 36 hours.
Evercrack, dude. I used to play that all the time back in the day.
Yeah, no doubt. That's the only game I can remember. I
Diablo
got my
2.
wife into it too, and that's where, you know, you hear a Frankenstein's monster. I created a Frankenstein's monster, and my wife and I would like literally get up at 5:30 in the morning to meet the East Coast players in our guild so we could go jump into the Plane of Hate or Cossack Thule. God damn, I hate that Cossack Thule son of a bitch. Man, you get stuck in that one, and you got to have some other bigwig group come and save your ass. Oh my God, man! I'll tell you what, we did that for days, but boy, it was a lot of fun, and it ended up doing this. So
That's what I'm saying. Kills hours.
oh yeah, that's like Friday. When Friday would hit, we had alcohol, we had food, and we had the game until Sunday night, and then we go to bed getting ready for work. Right? That's how that worked. That's how that went when we were rocking with EverQuest. Oh my goodness! And the Realm. We played the Realm. I don't know if you all heard that game. That was way before. Well, not way before EQ, but it was before that stuff. So, anyways, move on. UO, yeah, all those games. Holy crap! Well, the
Better than all of us, Frank.
Yes, I know I'm an old motherfucker. Anyways, so your characters are all standing at the you're literally standing at the edge of a waterfall, looking down at about 30-foot drop, but there are rocks on either side, like I said. So it doesn't look that dangerous, but still,
It's survivable. It looks survivable.
It doesn't look that bad from considering what you've already done. I mean, you fell at least 50 feet from that ledge that broke. You just got done dealing with some other things like that, walking down rock cliffs. These rocks look much more stable. They are sharp, some of those rocks. So I mean, you're gonna have to roll and such, obviously. But
Are they legitimately carved though? You had mentioned hands before, and I was
there are 6 hands down at the bottom of this cavern that each have. It's like, what's really cool about this is just picture this in your mind, but you have a waterfall that starts across the way, and then it lands in a pool that's part of the way down the cylinder, and then that it pours over to the left and drops into another pool, and then finally, after going down about 3 or 4, even a dozen different pools, it lands in one of the hands. Okay, so there's all these waterfalls that all the water ends up hitting one of these 6 hands. Each of these 6 hands are colored.
So it looks like a giant porch fountain. Like, it looks intentional.
This either it's intentional or it would be a true miracle to have this just like this, right? This looks like it was made. I mean, it's too perfect not to be, right? Maybe. I don't know. I'm gonna let you figure that out. But it does look magnificent. It's beautiful, and it's very mysterious, because how did these waterfalls just perfectly be built like this, and why, if so? And these hands.
Down we go.
All right. Meehan goes, enough looking at this. I'm headed down. How you gonna go, Meehan? You just gonna jump down and do Superman again, or are you gonna climb, or what do you want to do?
Yeah, climb down. Superhero landing, not
Now-
Superman.
I'm gonna ask you a question. I will tell you that easily on both sides of this waterfall, this exit to the cavern that you're walking through, or cave you're walking through, there are rocks like that, jagged rocks that you could probably tie a rope around.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, we'll do a little rope slip knot so
Okay.
that we can shake it loose when we're at the bottom.
Okay.
Old climber's trick,
Okay.
and then
So-
climb on down.
Okay. You can tell me which of your stats you want to use when you're doing that rope. And go ahead and roll.
Athletics.
You're gonna use athletics for your rope. Just make sure it's strong knot. Okay. Go ahead and roll. I want to see how strong the knot is. Okay.
15.
You know, it's not as strong as it could be, and that's because the rocks are wet. I mean, in this area, the rocks are wet, but 15's not bad. It's just you have to you put the rope there and you tie it, and it kind of slips up a little bit. And use your strength as much as you can to really, really press that rope down as much as you can.
Cool.
And how much rope do you have? 50 foot.
Yeah, roughly.
Okay, so this drops about 35 feet. So
Perfect.
It's a little deep. So you got some rock. You got some extra rope down there at the bottom. So
Do I need to do another roll for the climb down?
You have to. Yeah, you're gonna have to climb down. So go ahead. And, 20.
yeah.
Everybody drinks. Watch out.
Oh, we're rolling.
Cheers,
good
everybody.
tonight.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers to the critical rolls shots. Oh wait, we're not critical rolls, but just
That's a
a
whole
critical.
other thing. We're nerd poker with Brian Posehn.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, cool.
I think we owe them $1 because I said their name.
I
Right?
think we owe a
Quite
lot of
possibly.
Wait,
My
no,
bad.
no. I think it's only a penny, right? It's a penny. That's
I
how
don't
much
know.
the legal thing goes. Is everybody gets a penny when their music is played or something. So
They
okay,
can
so-
have a percent of what I'm making.
So you all see Meehan. Meehan, describe how you use that rope and get down 35-foot drop with all those rocks and waterfalls.
Oh, Navy
how do
SEAL
you-
style. We put it wrap it around kind of on the butt, and then we just we do the leap out. Stink,
Oh,
stink,
oh, man.
stink, like a pro army man.
On
Okay.
a slip knot, you're crazy.
He makes it work, man. He
Yeah.
makes it work. He goes down with the greatest of ease.
Straight
You would
up
think
second.
he would think that he wasn't wearing armor, and then he wasn't as tall as he is, and he's just like got no weight to him. He did it perfectly. He rolled a 20. So yeah, I mean it was a sight to behold. Another small miracle. Who's next?
I'll go, I guess.
Lila's like, I don't know if I can do it that good, but I'll give it a shot.
Yep.
All right. So you can use your athletics or your so strength or dex, either one. Acrobatics.
All right.
You may choose. Okay.
Okay.
So what's
not,
that
not
with
bad.
what's that with bonuses?
That would be 16.
Okay, it's not bad. 16 is cool. Okay, so you make it down. The rope doesn't slip. Everything's fine. How is Mouse getting down?
Mouse is on my side, right? He's with me.
He's too big to be in that side thing anymore.
Oh, he rolled up too big. All right.
I know he's too
We
big.
really need to make a character sheet, so I'm just gonna roll straight up D20 for him.
Okay. Oh shoot.
Yeah.
So as you went down, you're like, "Uh-oh, I forgot the dog," and you see the dog just go, kind of wiggle its butt like they do when they get ready to jump, and he just starts jumping. And he goes pull the sharp rock. I mean, he doesn't even blink. I mean, he almost looks as spectacular as you do going down.
If he's gonna be making rolls, we need to make him a character sheet. You got to get together, Frank.
Yes, we have to finish that NPC sheet. I'm sure
Yeah.
he has already got an NPC. We just have to up. He's leveled since you've grabbed him, so we've got to make sure that works right.
That's Mouse is my backup character when Meehan dies. I'm just gonna play Mouse.
Well, that might be fun to do. You know, you don't have to worry about saying the lines or nothing. Just, you know, that kind of thing. Okay. Last but not least, Little Grin. Everybody else looks really slick going down here. They're getting the spelunking down.
Well, I can't be showing up, so I'll have to walk down face first, like the Navy SEAL guys do.
Oh, dude, I don't want you to break your nose on the way down. Don't do it.
Too late. I rolled the dice.
Ah, 20 again!
Oh!
Holy shit!
That's what's up. That's what's
I
up.
like how we're wasting all our good rolls on mundane activities, and we're about to die at some point.
It's fine. It's fine.
Cheers, little brother.
Right, Cuddles? It's fine.
Oh my goodness. Damn, that was sick. You all just showed that this total environment that's just dangerous is pretty dangerous. And you just showed it up like, well, we've been traveling through the underground forever. Wow, that was sick. Good job, guys and gals. Excellent. That was awesome. So y'all get to the bottom, and there's just about 6 feet of ground before the pool that's in the middle of this whole thing. So there's a pool in the middle, and then like where you're at, if you were to walk left or right, you would see that there's these hands sticking out that the waterfalls are loading up and landing water-wise in. And it's magnificent looking from the bottom because you can see all these different levels of these starting of these waterfalls. And some of the waterfalls are smaller in amounts of water, but then they get into a pool that's dripping more water out because like several waterfalls will go into the same little pool on the side of the wall. And it just ends up, if you've ever been to Hawaii, there are paths you can take to see waterfalls kind of like this, except this is in a big cave in a circle, and there's 6 hands taking water from all these falls. So again, it's amazing, pretty amazing looking. And then each hand, for some reason, has a different color to it because of the crystals and the mushrooms around them.
And how many hands were there? You said 6.
There are 6 hands.
Always forgetting. But how many colors are in the rainbow?
Please tell me you didn't solve it again. Why is Little Grin always solving everything?
No, there be seven colors in the rainbow. Roy's J. Bev.
All right. Yeah, I couldn't remember. All right. Yeah, so is there anywhere else to go, or are we just in this pool with hands?
You are in there. You see nowhere else to go. Well, let me change that, okay? You see about 30 different holes with water coming out of them. So there's a whole bunch of places where you could go. But you see nothing that looks like a path out. Every one of them has water coming out of them.
Yeah, let's inspect these hands then a little closer.
Okay. All right. So, the first one you walk up to, are you going left or right?
Always left.
That's right. You told me that. I mean, that left is right.
best.
Okay. All right.
Left is best.
Unless
Okay.
your
So
DM knows that.
So the first one you go to, you see a hand sticking out, and there's water landing on it, and you notice that actually, when the water lands on this hand, the water looks like it just for a second changes color while it's in this hand to the color of the hand, and then when it leaves the hand, it changes back to the regular clear color of water.
So sorry. Can we explain that a little further? Is the hand? You said the hands were made of stone, and I know that their crystals and mushrooms were lighting them up.
Yes.
Is the stone of the hand actually a different color?
No.
Okay, so the stone, it's just a stone hand.
Yes.
And then we see light being shined on it. And
there are things around there that give you it gives you the lighting in that area, the lighting effect of the color.
Okay.
And this one happens to be red.
Okay.
And, but here's the thing. But I told you when you went to inspect it, it was very plain to see that it literally looks like when this water from these falls lands in this hand, that it just for a second, like when it splashes in, like splash, it's like red for a second, and then you see the water that's pouring out. Once it's not touching the hand anymore, it like looks like regular watercolor again.
So just to be clear, when it hits there, literally the water is changing, not like a refraction of the light like we've seen a million times. It's very different looking. It's the water itself is changing color.
I brought it up because it looks different. Now it
Okay,
could be,
perfect.
it could be, it could just be that it looks like that because of this lighting.
Okay.
It could be.
No. Yeah.
But you notice that it's like, okay, regular old water.
Ooh.
That water almost like, because what I mean is that where the hand's going like this, there is water in it, and there's water dripping out. But in the hand, that water that's in there right now, it looks like it's red. It's not clear. It looks red.
I'll pick up some of the red water in my hand.
Put it in your hand.
Is it still red in his hand?
It is.
And then I'll pull the water away from the stone.
Okay. What are you going to do with it?
Is it still red?
Are you saying you move your hand from the stone?
Yeah, like I scoop the water and I leave my hand on the stone to see if it's still red. And
Okay.
then I want to see where it stops being red as I pull it away from the rock.
Okay. You pull it away from the rock. It's still red. It's still red. And then it changes color to regular watercolor, clear, see-through.
How far away?
You can do it again and really focus on that.
Yeah.
You do it again. You take some of the water out of this hand. Now there's a little bit less water in this hand. You've taken it out twice, and this hand doesn't hold. The hand doesn't have like a clinch like it's trying to do the water catch. It's kind of flat. So you have to scoop. You scoop with because you got pretty big hands. You're half giant.
Mhm.
That you're doing another one of these. So you pull it out, and I mean, you want to go up, down with it, left, right? I mean, what are you counting seconds? I mean, how do you want to do this? There's a lot of ways.
Mostly I'm just looking at my hand and I'm
Okay.
pulling it further and further away from the rock hand.
Okay.
And I just want to know, is it like inches and then it changes color, or is it like a foot and then it changes color, or is it like, you know
Well,
what I mean? Like,
the second time you do it, you kind of just like, because you kind of went slowly when you showed me how you were going to do it the first time. The next time when you do it quicker, you move your hand way far away, like you go like this, if you will, like to get it way farther away, like 3 times as far as you did the first time, and it still stays color until a certain amount of time.
oh, it's more of a time than a distance. Okay.
That's what you get out of it. Yes.
Cool.
After investigating that way.
Scott's talking about it.
Besides the water being a strange color, we look a little further into like the shape and that kind of stuff. Do we find anything else if I do an investigation?
Go ahead and roll investigation. Or I guess that would be, I mean, if not investigation, perception or survival or something.
They're the same.
Okay, cool.
14.
Okay. You see that it looks like there was a huge rock coming up from the bottom of this area where the water is, where you're at, and it looks like somebody carved a hand out of it. And so the bottom of the rock, the hand actually goes down and then turns into like literally a regular rock. Maybe this whole area wasn't finished, and that's why it's like that. But or they just wanted to make these hands like that and make it stay, as natural as possible with just these hands, these statues.
So
carved
it's like
into
it's like part natural feature, part carving.
Yeah, correct. You've seen statues where they don't finish completely and say it's done, and you're like, well, that just looks like rock on the bottom or whatever. That's kind of like exactly what it is.
Yeah, I mean, just we'll investigate probably in groups of, in solo, we'll investigate all of them, make sure that, the water all seems the same, though different colors in each one of them. Anything particular as we rummage this whole room?
Okay, so you go to each one, and there is a red, an orange, a yellow, a green, an indigo color, and a violet color.
Wait a minute. There's red, orange, yellow, green, no blue, indigo, and violet.
You do not see a hand that's colored blue.
Is there like a spot that's missing? Like,
Roll
Are they
investigation.
all? Are the hands all equally spaced?
They are, yes. Looking at it and not just taking like, let's count this step 1, 2, 3. It looks like they are meticulously in a specific pattern, like a certain amount of feet away from each other. Yes.
I have a question.
Split into 6.
If I
Yeah.
go to like the red one and I touch
Mhm.
it,
Mhm.
and then I go over to the violet one and I touch it, are they the same temperature?
You touch the waters, and they do seem to be a bit different in temperature.
Which one's warmer?
Are you going to go to all 6?
No, I'm just gonna go to the red one and then I'm gonna go to the violet one, and I want to see
Okay.
if there's a difference.
All right. So the red and the violet. So you go to the red and the violet, and you test each one for the temperature of it. And the violet one is colder than the red one. Not by much, but one does seem to be a bit different in its temperature.
I'm gonna tell that discovery to the boys.
All right. Lila shares with you that these aren't all the same temperature, these waters.
Okay, so huddle up, Lila Littlegren. So clearly, since indigo is one of the colors in the room, this is something to do with a rainbow. Because I've never heard the color indigo said without involving a rainbow.
Or violet, for that matter.
So we're missing something. I have no idea.
I think it's blue.
What? I get that we're missing the blue color. We're missing something.
Littlegren does it again.
Where does the water go? The water is flooding in, and we're, I guess, standing on rock.
Yeah, you're standing on like a very, I told you about 6 foot of land in a circle, and then in the middle of that is this huge pool of water.
Yeah, where does the water exit? Because you're saying water's flooding in. Do we see
all
an exit
the
out?
all the water hits these hands, and then from the hands it splatters down and then goes into the middle pool.
And the level's not rising. That's not possible. So the water has to be exiting somewhere.
Unless this is creepy magic.
Well, that's
water.
a pretty good deduction, my friend.
Is there literally no exit for the water?
Well, there are a huge amount of holes.
Got it. Okay.
But where you're at right now, you do not see a spot where the water is leaving.
I mean, yeah, unless Littlegren, Lila, you guys got any bright ideas? Because if not, I think we're just missing something. So we just need to keep investigating.
All I know is that Nature Spirit dude lied to us. That was not Rainbow Falls. This is Rainbow Falls, and you cannot tell me otherwise.
I agree, and I'm
rainbow
happy
here.
to be here.
Lila's pissed. Lila's pissed that she thinks that nature, spirit of nature, lied right to her ass. She's like, oh man, she's getting livid right here in the middle of.
There is no way where we were at before was Rainbow Falls. I refuse to believe.
And you hear her voice reverberate in this cylindrical cavern with all these waterfalls. So not only are you hearing, you also blah, 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 you hear it going off.
I refuse.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, let's just. I mean, oh, sorry. Go ahead, Littlegren.
What do you think Sal would be figuring if she saw this? That's what we're after all, isn't it?
I mean, oh, the map said she was looking for mushrooms here, but there's not mushrooms.
There's mushrooms on each one of these hands. They different ones on each hand on different crystal.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true.
But
What's the color? Do the color of the crystals and the mushrooms match the color of the water on each one?
Yes.
Okay.
I bring
So
out the crystals and mushrooms and that I just collected from the snail room. Are there any similarities between those and what I'm looking at?
Crystal wise, they look pretty similar. Although there is no crystal that looks like the color of the crystal that you grabbed from the rainbow pit. But they do look a bit similar.
And the mushrooms?
Mushrooms look completely different.
And
Again, this is a strain of mushroom, Little Grin, that you've never seen.
And each hand has different ones, right?
They look the same. They're different color though.
They look like they're the same species, like they're in the same family, but they're like just differently color patterned.
They are all glowing different. And that may be because, as your knowledge goes, that when mushrooms and crystals are growing near each other, as they age, the mushroom can take on the color of the crystal. That happens. You've seen that in the farming that the dwarves have done.
These crystals seems to be having an effect on the mushrooms.
I mean, we're just missing something, right, guys?
Gotta be.
The middle spire. You said that there's water running down through the middle, like it hits the hands, it pools down, it comes back up through the middle a little bit.
So
there any
let me explain
coloration?
that part again. Okay,
Yeah.
so every hand, there are 6 hands that go around this circle. Okay, in this circle, the hands come out like this. Sorry, and there's water, and these are not small hands; these are big hands. Okay, and they're kind of flat, but they're big enough that they hold quite a bit of water, and then that water is falling down onto the ground, and because of where the water falls, there are like these little riverlets that end up sending the water to the very middle. And so there's a pool in the middle that's just moving.
So I'll swim out to the
Are
pool.
we in the pool?
Huh?
Are we in the pool or no?
You're not in the pool. You're at the level of the pool. You're on the edge, which there's about a 6-foot edge all the way around it.
I swim out to the middle of the pool.
Okay. Roll your perception.
Now we're cooking with gasoline if I'm rolling a perception. Here we go.
You sink to the bottom because you're in plate mail.
13.
Okay, so you start to walk into the water, and as you do, you notice that this water is it's got a weird coloring to it. From the land, it just kind of looked like a reflection of water, but as you're actually going in, as it's starting to get deep, it's getting up to about your chest in depth. This water's actually blue.
We found the blue.
Fantastic. Yeah, I keep moving out.
Okay.
I'm gonna start
Alright.
to follow him.
Okay. You're going to jump in the water and swim as well?
Yeah.
Little Grin, what are you
Oh,
going to do?
Yeah, sure.
Are
Why
you going
not?
to swim, or are you going to continue to investigate the water?
No, I think there's no reason not to get in the water. Everyone's in the water. Why
Okay.
wouldn't you get in the water?
Okay. All right. Okay. You jump in the water, all of you. And you begin to swim around. Now, are you just swimming? Are you looking for something specific? I need to know.
Well, we have absolutely no clue on what we would be looking for, since we have no idea where we are or what the hell's going on. So
The
I
old,
think
let's go through a gate and see where we go, right?
I think we're just all kind of keeping our eyes peeled for literally anything. I mean, any movements, any
Sure. Okay.
strange item, any
Okay.
crevice or nook or cranny. I mean, I think we're all
If-
on pretty
if-
high alert here.
If
I want to
nobody
get to a
see-
point where I can just like not where I can't really walk and I'm just like kind of floating. I just want to like float and see which way my body just wants to float towards.
And,
Okay.
and if nobody gets on anything right away, when I get out in the middle, I'll try and see how deep the pool is.
Okay. All right. You go to attempt to see the depth and see how deep it goes. Unfortunately, this water has a blue tint to it, so it's kind of tough. But are you just gonna like take a dive and go down under?
Well, I feel like I'd get a sense if I'm swimming out for shore, if like the bottom just goes out from under me immediately or not.
Oh no, you it's a decline.
Okay.
It goes out about. Meehan went about the same thing because Meehan went out there and walking, and so it got up to his chest at about 6 foot out, and then it gets deep to where you've got to swim.
Got it. So yeah, at that point, yeah, I'll just go to the center and I'll just kind of do a series of dives. You know what I mean? How you do when you don't know how deep something is. You just
Sure.
you dive about 10 feet and then 15
Sure.
and then 20. You
Right.
know?
So here's what I need you to do. I need you to roll a percentile for me. 100, 2 percentile. I want to see. And I want you to tell me whether high or low is good.
High is always good. Rolling
Awesome.
100. 100. No, gosh, that didn't do it. That was wrong. Don't listen to that. Roll 1 to 100. What? How do you do this? Am I not doing it right?
You have to
If
roll
you
the
click-
percentile is the one on the far right.
You're just rolling 100. You got to do D100. There
Yeah,
you go.
yeah,
Yeah.
I messed it up.
Correct.
There we go. 23.
Okay. Right. So you dive several times, and with that blue coloring in the water, where the water's tinted, it's for some reason you can't see. So you're swimming around and there's just blue, and every so often, Lila or Meehan's foot kicks at you because you can't see when you're getting close to him. So you do some investigation, and for about 6 minutes you go searching and you don't come up with anything.
All right. So I'll let the other people go, but what I'm going to do next is go back to the shore and
Okay.
try and follow down the as it declines.
Okay. So you go back to the shore, and I'm going to go to the other two of you here in a second. But you go back to the shore, and where are you headed? I'm sorry.
So what I'll do is I'll swim out and dive down to the bottom where I know I can touch.
Mhm.
And then I'll swim a few more feet, dive down, swim a few more feet, dive down, so I can always find the bottom and try and track.
Oh,
how
I
far
see.
out the
Okay.
bottom goes.
Okay. I got it. Okay.
So this might take time. That's what I was saying.
It's going to take some time. Yes,
Yeah.
I got it. But that's all you have is time, right? Well, that's
Yeah,
all
at
you
this
have
point,
in
yeah.
here because you literally went through a portal, wishing and hoping that you were going to be put in a spot where you were near cell, and you may be near cell. Lila, you're backstroking. You're letting the water take you, and the water kind of circles. You get into one spot, and it kind of pushes you away a little bit because you're kind of near a waterfall, and where the water comes in from it, and that kind of pushes you over to another spot and another spot. So it's very relaxing and soothing. You notice as you're doing this, because you're backstroking and such, you notice that the water as I stated, it is blue. It's got a blue tint to it. And when you do the stroking and stuff like that, you can see that your skin where it's wet has that blue tint to it where it's wet, and then it goes away after a moment. And then, so you actually look like you're being dyed blue every so often. Oompa Loompa, I guess, or something, right?
Blue, blue, blue.
So, you're just going to continue backstroking and turning
Yeah.
blue? Okay.
Yeah, until to see if my body just starts eventually just kind of drifting to one particular way. I'm just trying to see if I can find like
Yeah, I know what you're
water
doing. And
somewhere.
unfortunately, you haven't found anything yet. Doesn't mean you won't. But at
I'm
this
just gonna
point,
keep
you
doing
haven't.
what I'm doing for right now.
Meehan, you're swimming and you're getting frustrated a bit, although you like being here. You just said it a moment ago. Meehan's one of those ones that hates mages and hates puzzles.
I
You
do.
hate, you hate not being
I
in
do.
control.
I
And
want
right now you're
I
not
want
in
a
control.
map. I want a map, and I want to know who to smash. That's Meehan's style.
Well, at some point you have remember, you do have Cell's map. You took that back from the spirit of nature. So at some point we can sit down during a session and make sure we mark everything off. We'll do that maybe next week to start out. Go ahead though. What were you going to say?
I think because we're kind of frustrated at this point, and we're not really seeing maybe what we need to see. I had such a good connection with Bahamut just a short time ago that I would like to wade out into the water just about to my chest and take the time to try to prey on what I should do and relax myself a little bit
Okay.
to see if I can't figure out what we're missing here.
All right. You may roll your religion. I will. Here's what I'll do. If one of the other players, if you are going to offer or you let the other know you're going to pray, if any of the others want to assist in praying, I'll give you advantage to that religious roll. If Meehan wants to invite the others to pray with you, or at least one of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Go ahead and ask them. I want to hear how Meehan says it. Whoa!
Oh, I just rolled 19.
I see it.
I just say, guys, let's take a minute to just calm our thoughts here and not be frustrated. Let's realize I think we finally made it to Rainbow Falls, and I think we just need to find the guidance to lead us to the proper solution to this puzzle and find Cell.
So, Meehan asks you all to take a moment and pray with him. Are either of you going to do so? To look for guidance.
Lila will try. She's gonna stay lying there, just like just like laying down, like laying back in the water or stuff like that. And she's just gonna close her eyes,
Okay.
put her hands together, and just be like, "Okay, we gotta find her. Gotta find her." Where
All
is
right.
it? Like,
Little Grin,
focusing
how about
on
you?
Cell.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I'll because I'm diving up and down a bunch. I'll take a moment and stop and just breathe and try to relax. Like you do in the water.
And
try to
you had already attempted to make connection in the other spot where you got that tingle. So you actually felt like you did make a bit of connection back there with the flail snail.
Sure. I'll add that energy to whatever Scott's working on, or sorry, whatever Meehan's working on.
Okay. So, Meehan, you go in the middle and you begin to focus and float in the water. And this is the perfect spot to do it. The sound of the falls, as soon as you drop all that I'm not in charge, which I need to be in charge, that's what I do type thing. As soon as you drop all that, the water almost sounds like water. It sounds like a beautiful orchestra, and it allows you to focus. And everyone else, you all three feel this. There's a peace here that is beyond anything that you've witnessed and been a part of. This is a very, very, very sanctuous type place. You have already rolled, Meehan, so we go with what the dice said. You, in your mind, you vision and you see a fist or the claws of a platinum dragon. The one claw, or one hand, like this, claw, whatever. You see, it's got claws, but you see this big hand of a dragon, and it says, you just hear the voices. It says, "The hands are the key," and you see this draconic hand make a fist, and then you blurt out. But you know that the words that were spoken to you were in Draconic.
Okay. The hands are the key, and a fist was made. So I move to one of the hands and see if I can close it into a fist.
Okay. You go over to the hand. Which one?
Dealer's choice, the closest one to where I was.
Okay. You're right in the middle. So give me a color. This
Uh,
one's
The
up to
red
you.
one.
here,
Pick the
here.
red one, cause why not?
Let's say here. I'm looking up. Oop,
Got
colors
Roy
in the
Gibbs.
rainbow. D6. 3. So I'm going to hit red, orange, yellow.
Cool. The piss color one. Perfect. Okay, so you go that one, and you swim over to it, and you get out of the water. You walk up the ledge, and you walk over, and there's this bright yellow light reflecting around this hand that's sticking out, and there's just a flat surface of about water that goes just about that, and you can see that this water right now is yellow while it's in the palm of this hand.
Yep. All right. Right before I do this, 24 minutes. I'm gonna keep matching donations till 11. My little brother, Little Grin, said that he would match further if we hit over 500. So anybody watching, tell people to donate. And I'm gonna drop the link one last time
Sweet. Thank you for
before we
doing
get
that,
into
my brother.
craziness.
Thank you for doing that, my
So
brother.
yeah, if you guys
Appreciate
hit it, right now we're at 140 bucks I owe, but like I said, I'll do more. And my little brother said he would jump in and cover more, so I don't go broke. Um,
Don't do
My
that.
initial
Don't-
intention
So-
was to put all $500 in and make you go broke, but then
You
you
son of a
you copped out,
bitch.
so I had to do this.
So I go to the hand. Can I move the stone? I try to like ball
So
it
how do you,
into
how
a
do
fist.
how explain to me how you do it?
Like I literally just grab a couple of the fingers and try to move them
Okay, so you
gently at first, and then a little
Okay.
bit stronger and stronger and stronger.
all right, so you go on the outside of the hand and you just grab on either side of the fingers, a couple of the large fingers, and just start pushing. I want you to roll your perception.
Okie dokie, I can do that. Come on, big money. 19. That's pretty
Sweet. Man, you guys are rolling good tonight. Wow, I guess that's what happens when you're like doing charity things, right? That's crazy. All these rolls have been really good. So, what happens is when you touch this hand, where the hand is dry, it feels like rock. So, at the same time though, where it's wet, which it's wet in quite a few spots, but where it's wet, it's soft, like a real hand. Like it's like when you push your hand, it literally feels like skin, like real, and not like
Okay.
stone.
So yeah, at the joints, then I try to push it into a fist,
Okay.
and then I can use my shield to kind of maneuver the water maybe a little.
Perfect. Okay, so you start getting you make sure the hand is completely wet, and you are able to mold it into a fist.
I tell my friends, let's try this, and we do it with all of them, hopefully.
Okay. So Meehan directs all of you to assist. Get out of the water and assist. This is how you do it.
I swim
Um,
towards the red one.
Cool. You go to the red one. Which one are you going to, Lil Grin?
Well, if we have one at yellow and one at red, I guess I'll go to. Oh gosh, there isn't a blue one for a primary color. I'll go to.
The water's blue, man.
Go to indigo. That's kind of blue.
Yeah, I'll go to indigo, I guess.
Okay. So we're doing indigo, we're doing red, and we're doing yellow. Okay. So you all
Well,
do that.
once I'm done with yellow, I'm gonna move on to.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
whichever
know.
next
You
one.
got to go to orange. There's still orange.
Yeah.
As well. Okay. So I am going to move just a little bit forward to where you're at the last of the fists and you are closing it up. Okay. And you all, I'm going to say that as you're all moving and doing these, it gets to a point where everybody's done one and you kind of all congregate in the same area because there's only one left, right? And so you all kind of get over on that one ledge area, or edge of this water. And what's happening is with the fist out like this, the water's hitting the fist, and it's not going into the river. It's kind of like splashing everywhere. It makes a much different sound. It's not as nice as it was. sound wise. The feeling of sanctuary isn't there as much. Something's different suddenly. So you go to the last one, Meehan, and as the other two in the group come up near you, as you close the fist, there is a sound like it seems like it's coming from the ground. There's literally a click coming from the ground. And everybody roll their perception. Just because I'm looking for a 20 so we can drink. Yeah.
8.
Okay. Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
Here's all the low rolls. I was
3.
waiting for these tonight.
Come on, little Grin.
If
Come
it
on,
has
roll
to
a
do
1.
with-
Roll a 1. We need you to roll a 1.
If it
Oh.
has to do with
Go,
food,
go.
I have advantage.
Let's see. Oh, I'm gonna roll Mouse's here too.
11.
18.
Okay.
Mouse got
So-
18 plus doggy perception.
Right. So you're
Plus
all looking at the
doggy-
hand.
plus canine advantage.
Right. So you're working with this hand, and you make it into a fist, and you're looking at it, and the rest of the group's looking at it, and you're waiting to see if something happens, and you hear, "Woof, woof, woof," and you look towards the dog, and the dog's barking out, and it's looking out into the water, and all of you turn and look, and the water has actually lowered,
Oh,
and there's
Oh,
a
dang.
hand. There's a hand down at the bottom of this pit, if you will, and in it is just a small, compared to what was once there, there's just a handful full of what looks to be reflecting blue water, and that's it.
let's head down there.
Everyone agree?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's go.
so you go down about 6 foot. That's at a ledge, and then it just drops and goes down about another 10 foot. I'm going to say that you all just carefully jump down there. I'm not going to say everybody's going to go surfing down there. There's no water now. So you carefully but quickly move down there, and now you're down at the bottom of this hole, and there's this hand out like this, or where you're at, it looks like this, and it's got just no more than maybe a fourth of a gallon of water in it. That's blue.
Yeah. Can we investigate it or take a little time to look at it?
You can do that whichever you want, my friend. You're the one. You all control this. I'm just telling what happens when you tell me what you do.
Oh, I
All right,
say we drink it all.
I'm gonna investigate.
All right.
15.
The hand is coming out from a rock. There's a rock at the bottom of this. Obviously it was placed. And the water, you don't see any mushrooms down here. You don't see any crystals, but this water is absolutely blue in the palm of its hand. You do not see blue water anywhere else.
Can we try to close it as well?
You can try.
I do
You
that.
you go up to it, use your muscles, and you don't want to break it, obviously, but at the same time, you really want to close this and finish this, but it doesn't close.
I'll
Does it
taste
feel
the
like
water. What
skin?
does it taste like?
How much water are you going to take out of that quarter gallon?
Second.
A fingerful.
Okay.
It tastes.
Okay. Is there anybody watching on Twitch right now that wants to roll a D100? Let's get a little
that's a good
interactive here,
Wow.
and let's get a little interactive and invite someone if they want to roll, or they can just pick a number between 1 and 100. I don't care.
God, I hope I blow up like a giant blueberry.
Yeah, I don't think there's anybody on there.
Okay, good. Okay,
Well,
good.
that's a pretty long lag.
Right. Okay, so if somebody was on there, I was going to allow them to be interactive with this. That's cool. Go ahead and roll a D100, my friend.
You got it.
I'm not going to roll this for you. You can roll it yourself.
Bink. That's a solid 13.
You completely, you just taste it, and you absolutely unequivocally completely lose everything in your mind. All memories of the last 2 days are erased.
Tabula rasa. Here we go. All right.
You literally have forgotten everything that you saw, learned
Sweet.
in the last 2 days. You literally blank out and go, "Whoa,
Wait,
where
so
am
does that mean he doesn't remember his girlfriend?
That was right on the edge of that, so we'll have to roll to see. But I think he still. That's probably the last thing he remembers, is sprouted.
All right. I immediately look.
You don't know
over-
where you're at. You have no clue how you got here. You know the people you're with, but you like, where am I at? What the hell are we doing here? What's this hand with this water? Oh, by the way, you two notice that when he drinks this, there's just this weird aura that he gets. It's very
Well-
light, but there's this blue aura that he gets from tasting this liquid.
He's blue.
Yeah, I'll immediately look at the group and go, "What are you about?"
I say, Little Grin, you have to stop taking drugs.
What
And then,
you
and then I
mean?
give him a brief rundown of the last. I ask him what he remembers and give him a brief rundown.
Okay, so Meehan starts to explain to you what's been going on, because you're like, where are we here? Why are we here? What is this place? What are we doing? You remember Cell? You remember meeting the mushroom people, the little fungus? In fact, you got one still on your shoulder or in your back pocket. The little mushroom. And you remember that. You go and grab them and look, and I remember this, but you don't know where you're at right now. You have no clue how you got here.
I sit down and have a think.
So are the parts that are wet still pliable like the other ones?
No. This does not have any flexibility. There's just water in the hand.
Even the parts with the water. Okay.
Yes.
Let's just sweep all the water off.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're going to remove the water from the hand. Okay.
I don't know anything else, but I wait. That was a comment to Lila, not a declaration of action.
I
Okay.
say we drink some of it.
Oh, Lila's gonna take it as a declaration of action. She's gonna start like,
So
Fair enough.
Little Grin, not remembering what he just did, says, "I think we should all taste it."
Yeah, we'll dry it off.
yeah,
Okay,
Lila
so
just
I
swoosh
want you,
that
Little
water
Grin, to
out.
roll your perception.
Okay. Ooh,
Okay.
not bad.
18.
You see that your group is, the people you're with are like investigating this hand. And as you're sitting there, because you just don't remember anything. I mean, Mia's telling you all these things that you just don't remember doing. And you just kind of look around a bit, and then you notice that there is a blue circle that's just, you never saw it before, but there's a blue circle on the cavern. Like almost kind of like the gate that you went through. Well, you don't remember going through it. Never mind. But you see a blue circle against the wall that you didn't see before, and it's the same color as that water in the hand.
I immediately touch the blue circle with my hand.
Okay. Meehan, you're about ready to toss this water out of this hand, and you see Little Grin going over towards the wall like he's trying to touch something. Before you get rid of that water, you see that. What do you want to do?
Do I see the blue circle as well?
You do not. You see no circle. You just see Little Grin walking over, and he's like, looks like he's like trying to touch the wall of the cavern.
Then I 100% just assume he's high and doing something stupid, and
Okay.
and pay him no attention.
Okay. Well, you see him go and do that. He sees, the blue circle's there.
But I guess I'll watch him.
Okay.
Yeah, Lila's just gonna watch
Okay.
from a safe distance.
Little Grin, you go and touch this circle, and that's in this wall, and when you touch it, your hand can go through it.
I put my hand through it.
You put your hand through it, and your hand disappears into the blue.
I look over the group and I go, "Boys, look at me! I'm a one-armed man."
Well, then I turned to Lila. I guess we have to drink it. I guess. Good thing we didn't fully dry it up yet.
Just as you're pushing the last of the water out, well, we better save this little piece here.
So I take 5 minutes to write a note
Okay.
to Lila and Mihin,
Okay.
explaining Little Grin lost his memory because he drank the water. We have done this, and this is why we're here.
Okay. All right. So you take a piece of paper, you write it out, and say if I'm going to lose my memory too, then I'm going to have a written quick notes, script notes of what's been going on the last couple days. Okay.
And then I hand it to Lila, and then I take a drink before her.
Okay. I want you to roll a percentile as well.
Drink the mysterious hand water.
39.
You you drink the water and you begin to feel very light, like as if you don't weigh anything. Any pressure that's on your body from wearing that armor is gone, and you literally look down and see that you're hovering 4 inches above the ground.
Can he remember anything?
I have not told him he's forgotten anything.
I turn to Lila and say, I hate wizards.
As he's floating 4 inches above the ground.
I say, give me that paper. Your turn.
Okay, Lila's gonna go in and take a sip.
All right. You take a sip as well. Roll a percentile.
36.
Oh, no.
Oh
Was
no!
that the
Wow.
cutoff?
Well, it's only
Was
3
that-
away from mine. How can it be so much worse?
Okay.
I don't like that.
Okay, here's what happens. Oh, this is bad. This ain't bad. This ain't bad. It's just it's crude humor. Some people, will laugh at it that if they see this and whatever. So you're floating. You lost your memory, and you, Lila, you take a sip, and it almost tastes like alcohol to you. And you're like, yes. And then suddenly your whole insides start to bloat, and you feel like you have to really rip a bad one. And you have no, oh God,
Jesus
That's a good
Christ.
roll.
Are we 12?
have
That's
no-
amazing.
you have no control, and you just go and just rip a hairy ass. Lila just rips
Hard humor,
one.
that's what we're reduced to. That's what we're down to. The dregs of. Did you donate yet to the children?
Jesus Christ. All right. Moving past, I turn quickly and
Oh.
pretend I heard nothing to see if I can see what Little Grin's touching over there.
Well,
I will
you-
also say I hate wizards and start
You
picking
say the
out
same thing. All right, so
Fucking wizards.
all three of you have had some sort of interesting experience with this water, and now all of you see that there is this blue. I'm sorry, you rolled it. I didn't. But there's
you
this-
rolled the fart.
You made it an option.
I started to read it and I go, oh no, tastes like alcohol, but yeah. So, sorry. Yeah. By the way, that's a free action. Every time you rip one, it's just a free action. You don't have to like. It doesn't count. It doesn't count against. It doesn't count against attacking or
We paid
anything.
for that one.
Thanks for letting us know. We were in a heated combat right now.
Okay,
We needed
so
that to be a free
all of
action.
you, all of you see that
Bonus
there is.
action, I cough.
So all of you see that up on the wall, there is just right there where Little Grin is. You can see his arms in this blue sphere.
Am
We
I
can see
still
the sphere now.
hovering, or did
You
I?
are
drop?
hovering, bro. You're hovering.
I tell Lila, push me.
Okay.
Can I reach him? He's still only 4 inches off the ground, right?
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
grab his foot and push it down or whatever. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'll just like grab like his legs. It's just like dirt. Push it.
Okay. You pull,
Jesus Christ.
you pull him down. Whoops. Sorry, guys. You help, and yeah, he goes back to the ground, and then he starts floating up again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I use my hammer.
Like literally,
like-
Meehan, this is what happens. You turn to go to Little Grin, and as you're walking, you start doing the moonwalk up, like Michael Jackson or something, and you start
Can I-
like going up till you're about
Can I-
4 inches up, and then yeah.
Can I move myself, or am I weightless? Like I can't move.
No,
forward?
you can absolutely move yourself. Yeah,
Oh, then I fuck it. I'm,
No, it's
I'm
just-
4
it's
inches
just-
tall.
it's
I'm
just
now
Just do
I
it.
am now
Just do
taller
it.
than Little Grin, and I
yes,
walk.
you are.
and
You
I
are now
walk-
now the height you should be as a dragon and
I
a half
walk-
dragon, and you are above. You are hovering above the ground in your all your holiness. Yes.
I walk through this random wizard portal, shouting once again, "I fucking hate wizards." Even if it's not wizards, all arcane magic. I just assume it's wizards. So
Okay. So
Go.
Meehan just like you have your arm in there, Little Grin, and Meehan he's cussing a blue streak about how he hates wizards and stuff, and he just like goes through.
He hates wizards, but he floats through the hole. I get it.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. He's
hate
he's
everything
taking
about this.
he's taking steps, but his steps are above ground, so it's like whoop.
Moment, I hate wizards, giant blue hole, teleportation, and floating at the same time. I
Right.
get it.
And Lila, are you going into the blue hole as well?
Yep.
All right. All of you, this hole, unlike the past teleport things you've done in the past, or when you've blacked out and mysteriously showed up with like that one guy that gives you goodies if you gamble with him, this is completely a different thing. You walk through this blue, and it feels like a bit of a mist, like a wet mist, and then you're in a cavern. And you can hear water again in the distance. I'm assuming you're moving forward because once you all go through, the blue behind you disappears. And there's only one way to go, and that's forward. And you
Am I
move
s-
forward.
Am I still floating as I move through it?
Yes, you are floating. You are floating. Little Grin's still trying to remember what happened the last 2 days, and we know what Lila's doing. So we don't have to say it anymore. We'll just it's happening. Okay. So you go down about 10 or 15 feet, trying to be quiet as much as possible, but that's not happening with Lila. And you get down to where there is ascension, and it goes into a cavern, and guaranteed that this cavern, there is water in that cavern. You can hear, you can feel the rumble on the ground.
Yeah, just keep moving forward.
Okay, so I'm going to pull this up real quick, and let me. All right. Well, wrong one. Woohoo! That's pretty cool, huh? 1 second. Let's see. Where am I supposed to be at? Let's try
Yeah, I
this.
feel like we've been here.
Oh, wait, that's the wrong one too. Where's it at? Oh my goodness, there's so many of these. I'm gonna try this one. There we go.
Are you trying to sort through just like a giant sheet of different cave scenes?
I've got
We're always in
16,000
caves.
different battle maps. The first time I got this is the first time I ever got one wrong. So,
No, I was just asking.
It did, Frank. It didn't load for me.
Yeah, me either.
yep, I know. That's because I wanted to make sure that I had everything set up properly.
There we go.
So, what happens is that you end up walking up out of this cave into a huge cavern, like you've done several times now. And I'm going to ask that once you get to about where Meehan's token is, you stop. So you can move up to where Meehan is, and then I'm going to describe a few things. You all move forward, Lila, are you moving up and following where Mihan went?
I can't see Mihan's token.
Okay. Move yourself forward.
Yeah, Lila's kind of in the corner. You might have to move her, Frank, unfortunately.
Yeah, because it's saying attempt to move token something.
Whoa, that's weird.
She's just
Yeah.
off in the blackness.
Can you just like refresh your browser?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't grab you. Sorry. Wait, well, hold on. I know why. I'll move you. I'll move you over here.
There
That
she
work?
is.
There we go.
All right. So, you all make it up this ascension, and when you get there, you see that to your right, you have no problem seeing this. To your right, you see what looks to be a made altar of some sort. There are fallen rocks around it and growth around it, but there's this, it looks like an altar of some sort. You saw an altar not too long ago. Some of you remember it in the nature node. This is different. This is made of stone. This is much more not natural, but man-made or human-made or humanoid-made. And to your left in the distance, you see a figure with its hands stretched out looking up. Mihan, you all may roll perception.
Mihan or everyone? Sorry.
Yeah, everyone may roll perception, I said, yeah. Holy crap.
5.
Damn, there it is. Little grin. Roll the 1. Woohoo, drink.
Critically, got to go get more wine.
Okay, so the dog. You want to roll for the dog?
I did. He rolled an 8 plus doggy perception.
Okay, so you see in the far in the distance that there is a waterfall that's coming from. It's just one big waterfall with a bunch of different holes where the water's coming from. So it's all just one waterfall made out of these holes. Again, to your right, you see the temple that's looks like it's just overran, basically. It's still in the distance, so you haven't checked it out, but you can see it. And again, there is this person standing there with their arms out, looking up. What are you gonna do, Mihan?
Person with their arms just up. Does it look like a statue or does it look like a person?
From where you're at, you're kind of far away. This is pretty big, so you can't tell with the lighting and such. This is not a place with a lot of mushrooms and a lot of crystals. For some reason, they're not here, like they are in other spots. The only thing
So
I will
sorry.
tell you that I will tell you this though, as since you asked, you do notice that the walls that you're in, like the walls that make up this cavern, they have there's like these little lines that look like, like gold veins or veins of stuff in rock. There's like these little twisty riverlets that pulsate very minimally around this cavern.
Shield out, hammer out, and I'm going to take a large step forward.
Okay. So you move up about 15, 20 feet. Do all of you follow?
Sure.
Okay. Excellent. You can roll. Mihan, roll. Everybody can roll perception. Mihan, you get advantage.
Do I see this thing? I mean, I rolled a 1, so do I see this
Um,
thing at all?
Once you walk, oh boy, there's another one.
Eight-
Lila's
18.
drinking. Lila's drinking. What did you roll, Mihan?
18.
Okay, so you all get up there, and Mihan, I mean, it slaps you right in the face. When you get equal to this altar that's to your right, even though it's overgrown and everything, and there's rocks that have fallen around it, you see that through the rock and all the, we'll call it the growth, you can see literally shining in the back, shining as in you catch it, and it's like it's like a magnet, and you see the symbol of Bahamut,
Right for it.
and that's where we're going to end for tonight.
No!
So
No
yeah,
combat.
so that's oh, we'll do combat. It's coming, but
Lila didn't get to
it's the right.
smash.
It's
Sorry,
okay, the
Lila.
shenanigans made up for it.
Yeah, but for a non-combat run, that was pretty crazy. We,
Yeah, it was
we
pretty
saw
fun.
a giant snail, so
You could have fought the snail, and you know there was a couple other things in there too, but you know you all had a chance to possibly get injured with the waterfall stuff, and you could have just been stuck in that room with the hands, but you figured it out. So you know you all gotten more intelligent with spelunking and dealing with wizards, right, man?
Fuck wizards. Frank, we did $140 tonight, which I
Yep.
matched. So we
Cool.
raised $280 tonight to bring our group total for Cultist TV to $514. So we just surpassed our goal.
That's sick. That's so cool. That's so awesome.
Yay.
That's all.
Yeah.
That's just 2 nights. We've got the rest of the week to go. So this
That's
is all.
awesome.
You know, this is awesome. So that
What
means
does that get you nowadays? Like one video game and a controller?
No, that's a couple
Hey,
little.
that gets you a
little-
PS5.
yeah, little
Right.
fun
That
I'm
gets
stuff.
you a
Exactly.
PS5.
Yeah, that's a brand new
Yeah.
system. That's awesome.
and what's cool here at the Dice Cult, because we surpassed the 500 mark. What's cool about that is that we're going to be giving away another set of dice. So that's going to happen. We're going to have another. We'll have another thing where you know you can go in and sign up for it. You're going to get points depending on if you sign up for our Facebook and our Twitter and stuff, just like we did for the last drawing last night. Maybe we'll be able to give away the dice maybe on our show next time. So I'll talk to Jillian and see what we're going to do with that. But we'll make sure we let everybody know so you get all an opportunity to get a chance to win the cool their custom dice. So you're not going to get much better. It's got our logos on it and everything and stuff. So it's
And
awesome.
Frank, I didn't quite hit the number that I had said to. So I know we're talking about doing some stuff this weekend. So you know, definitely keep a lookout. Maybe we'll do another little matching game for our fun stuff coming up this weekend.
Yeah, there's going to be a battle royal. Of course, we do have the horror on Saturdays as well. A battle royal is coming up this week sometime, which everybody's going to make 10th level characters and see who can make the most kick-ass one. Members of this group will be a part of that, and so I'm excited about that. And then I'm going to be running a frog one-off, which I love running bullywugs, and so we're going to have a bullywug powwow type little storyline going on for a few hours on Saturday probably, or maybe Friday. We'll see. But just check the Dice Cult because we'll have an update on what's going to be going on. But every night we're going to be having different things because we're just trying to raise as much as we can for this really good cause. On behalf of the rest of the crew, I'm Frank, and thank you so much for being here tonight. And we'll see you all next Tuesday, I'm sure, if not the Tuesday after. So on behalf of everyone, thank you so much. On behalf of the Legends of Theia, have a great week. And come back this weekend. Come back Saturday and have some fun with us, okay? Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Listen to heavy metal. Listen to heavy metal. Listen to heavy metal. Okay.